So guys, I want you to know I do have a store walkthrough in this video, and I really would like for you to see that. So stay tuned for the entire video, okay? Hey, what's up fam? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm just leaving the post office because I came to see if I had anything from you guys sent, and thank you to those who sent some items. I appreciate it. And if you want to send something, my P.O. box is in the description before. And y'all, we dealing with a lot. There's a lot of things going on. I don't even know where to begin. So I'm gonna start by saying what happens around the world does happen here in the United States eventually. Now, will we get the same warnings that other countries give their citizens to give them time to prepare? Well, we won't get it from mainstream media, and we won't get it from the government per se, but there are many of us who are letting you know that you should be getting yourself prepared for what's about to take place. So back in May, the Brits were warned that they could have an apocalyptic food crisis due to inflation, and a lot of them are worried about the scarcity of food as well. Many of them have resorted to rationing what they're eating. Sorry for the shaking of the camera, but they are, let me take it down because it's going to be shaking. So the rationing of their food and how much they are taking in just to conserve a lot of what they have to eat and make it last at least until the end of the year. Schools over there are worried about two things. Should they reduce the size of the meals that they give the kids, or should they go to lesser ingredients in the items that they do prepare for the kids? So trust and believe when I say what they're going through, we can and will go through those things if things stay on the road of where we're going right now. So the next thing I want to talk about is mask mandates being back into play. And while this is actually happening in New Delhi, this too is something that could possibly happen here. School has started back over there, and they started back with no mask, and then a month later they had to go back to mask because their numbers are rising. Not a lot of children over there have, been vaccinated or anything like that. Now over here, I don't know the percentage of children who have received that jab, but I do know that school is about to start, and in some areas it's probably already started. So that might be another debate that will be coming with if the numbers continue to go up over here. Numbers are rising when it comes to monkeypox, and it is rising when it comes to the C-19, but no one has yet to really talk about whether or not they will try to fight that fight of requiring kids to wear their mask again here. So you guys, we also have an issue, and not say we have an issue, but China has an issue. Allegedly they have rolled out tanks on the streets of China, not to protect the people, but to protect the banks from the people, from the protesters, because they are still over there demanding their money, their deposits, and whatever else that they had in that bank. And that money is all tied up in investments on building apartments and things like that. But guess what? Nobody's building those apartments. That work has ceased, and yet they have those people money. Here in the United States, we make things worse than we need to when it comes to some of the laws that we put on the books and come up with. It's supposed to help the people, but instead it's trying to control the people. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about AB 5. If you haven't checked my video out on that, about the container ships that are anchored out at sea waiting to dock, but they cannot. Dock workers have at Long Beach, however, have been working overtime, okay, and still not getting anywhere. That's how backed up and backlogged we are with items. So I just made it to the Walmart, and I want you to know there will be a walkthrough video within this video. So don't click off. Please watch the videos all the way through, because that really helps the channel. So let's get back to what we were discussing. So if you were thinking about homeschooling your kids, that might be something you should have looked into a little while ago, but it's never too late to do that. Okay. So back over here, let's talk about over here. Over here, we're dealing with, you know, worker shortages. That plays into how long stores actually going to be open to serve the customers, because if they don't have the employees, they can't stay open. Okay. Also, another thing we're dealing with is Walmart today, and today is the 26th of July. So Walmart today, it was either today or yesterday, which would be Monday, came out and said, you know, due to the drop in their stock and the high inventory that they do have when it comes to other products, not consumable like edible items, not food. They don't make the bulk of their money from their grocery section. They make the bulk of their money from other products. So those things like clothing, TVs, and et cetera, Walmart is supposed to be slashing prices immediately because of the overstock, and backlog of items that they have been getting in. And because of how we the consumers have been deciding to spend our money, we've been cutting back, most of us, on those goods like clothing and holding out on that. And you know, because everything is so expensive, we're trying to figure out, can we afford to buy that when we know we have to put gas in the car, we have to put food on the table, we have to keep a roof over our head, and everything that goes within that realm. So now Walmart has decided that they will slash prices because they can't afford to raise their prices when it comes to clothing and those items that I named, because their whole brand is based off of low prices. So they can't do what Target might do or other companies might do. And speaking of Target may also end up having to do that as well, because once Walmart announced that they would be slashing prices, and that would be the reason, Target stock and some other companies, their stocks dropped as well. So there is going to be fines and bargains and deals for you to get, but not when it comes to the food. We're still going to be paying these high prices of the foods that we eat. There's no getting around that. Well, kind of, sort of. Depending on where you go. If you go to a store where they have the store the store card that you can use when you're scanning to check out, and it takes off a certain amount for certain items that you do get, you may be able to save some bucks there. But overall, not a lot of places are doing that. So it's just a whole mess of what's going on. And then we have, what else is going on? The housing market. They are hoping that, because the way things are going right now, it looks like it's going to be, what's going to take place is what took place in 2008. And that is going to crash. And a lot of people will lose their homes and unfortunately be homeless, or I mean, times are really, really hard. So here's the story time. My husband told me yesterday, and it's not funny, but it's just where we are in the world today. So he said he was at the Lowe's and he was loading up his stuff that he just paid for. Other people were out there loading their things, you know, over in the lumber area. And you know how they keep the concrete, whether it's Quickcrete or whatever, right outside the doors of the Lowe's and stuff. He said, so this guy pulled up. He said the race, but I'm not going to say it on here. I don't want to make that a big deal. But he said that the guy pulled up, jumped out the truck, threw a couple bags on the truck, and left. You know, and everybody was looking like, what the hell? What just took place, you know? But we're going to be seeing a lot more theft. We're going to be seeing a lot more shoplifting and crime taking place, especially when it comes to food, because that's the one thing that we cannot do without. That's the essential that we do need. And they're not going to lower the prices on that, because what's been happening, the reason these stores are taking a hit is because people are being hit with inflation. And because of that, the brands that they would normally buy, which are the more expensive brands, aren't being bought as much as the generic version of items. Which, if you ask me, sometimes the generic versions of things taste way better anyway. So I just wanted to come on and give you that little update of what's going on. I have more updates, but as to not make this video super duper long, that's where we are with it, y'all. Keep stocking up. I'm not telling you that you have to go stock up. I'm not telling you that you have to go garden. There are, you know, some channels that like to say, well, there are channels out there and they're telling, well, you got to get this and you got to get that. I'm not one of those channels, okay? And I'm not here to make you do anything, because we are all adults and we all have to make decisions for our household. I pray and hope that you do make the right decision for your family, and that is to get some extra items for your household. However long you want to do it is up to you. You should only be prepping from your wallet and your purse, like I've always said. You should have your budget set and only prep the items that you eat, your family eat, and nothing that you just see somebody else doing. You say, well, I need to get that too, especially if it's not something that you've ever had, or, you know, don't know if you would like it. So I'm actually, I'm headed into the store now. Thank you guys for sticking around for this whole video. I'm going to take some pictures in here. I'm actually looking for some canning jars. I picked a bunch of jalapeno peppers. I canned a bunch of them, like water bath canned them last year, and I have a lot to do this year. Not as many, but I have enough where I need to get them canned. Some I may just chop up and throw into the freezer and save them for a later date. But yeah, I need to get that done. But I realize I'm down to my last 12 count of half pint jars, and that's what I'm looking for. So let's go. So I went straight to what I needed first, which was the jars. They had this out in the middle aisle. Then once I got on the aisle, I couldn't find the pickle crisp that I was also looking for, but I did find the mason jars, the half pint jars that I was looking for. However, if you're not paying attention, you will pick up the one that costs the most. This one was $12.97, and it took me a minute to figure out, well, why is this one $12.97 and then the other one was 11 something? So I pulled up my Walmart app. I recommend you getting this on your phone and save yourself some drama when you go to the register. So once I pulled it up, I scanned each one and it showed me, yeah, they did have two different prices. Still, it didn't click. Why do they have two prices? Well, duh. The $12 one is the quilted half pints, and the $11 one is the non-quilted. I mean, quilted is pretty. I do like those for my jams and jellies, but I could care less when it comes to pickling something like jalapenos. I just need a half pint jar. Don't forget to stock up on your car needs. I needed oil, And this is why you should stock up ahead of time, because they literally only had a handful of the kind that I was looking for. All the others were synthetic blends and not in the grade that I needed. So now I'm headed to the grocery section, but I have to pass by this area. As you can see, the sales are starting to come in now. Now, when we got over to the grocery area, this area was a little bit lackluster. It had a lot of empty spaces on here, but this sugar has gone up. This 5-pound bag has gone up by $1.10. The meat prices have gone up. This is turkey wings, and you're paying a lot for it. But you see all the sales and clearance signs right here, you guys. They are preparing. They had so many people in this store. I really could not take pictures like I wanted to. But if you can catch these sales when everything goes out, please do, by all means. Now, that's the catch-22. They're slashing prices, but not on food. Food is still going up. Case in point, 1 pound of turkey, ground turkey, $6.22. That has definitely gone up, you guys. It's either you get it or you don't. You decide. So these are the items that I got from out of this Walmart. But I had to stand here, go look at my bank account, move some things around because this was over my budget for today. So a lot of people are having to do that, you guys. I mean, it is getting rough out here. I'm not ashamed to say that. I did get all of the items that you see here. I didn't have to put anything back, but there are people who have to put food back, and that is sad, and people will go without, unfortunately. So my budget for today was around $45, no more than $50. This came to $79. That's why I had to move some things around, and it is what it is. If you need it, you have to get it. The problem is if you don't have anything to move around, then what? Please find a food bank near you and see if they have any food available, because I know that there are a lot of them running low on supplies right now. And if you have extra supplies, please donate to those. I donate at least every couple of months. I donate when I go through my pantry. So y'all take care, stay safe, and I'll see y'all in the next video, okay? I love you, but God truly loves you more. He created only one you. Be the best you that you can be, and when you are, you can go out and spread God's love. Peace, love, and light. Thank y'all so much for being here on Tommy Bites Homestead. And also I want to say, help this channel, and the best way you can do that is by what you're doing now. If you made it this far in the video, please put a 1 and take a moment out of your day and maybe set one of your extra computers or something that you have onto one of my playlists and let it play, because that would truly help the channel as well, and share it out with as many people as you possibly can. Y'all take care.